NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Once more, Gibson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll go as a pickup. And a Washington first down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Straight ahead, Gibson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. This defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll go. It's Gibson. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Wilson that time there to bring him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 14, 1st down Commanders.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Gibson running right. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Gibson. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. And his kick here is good. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
Well, they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's one of his game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They defer to Brown to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On play action, Prescott taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys! Mecole Hardman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Here's Hardman to return. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Throwing, Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Cine. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott backs it forward. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now a give, left side, Brown with it. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one, 2nd and goal now.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run, and that's a nice job there, getting the safeties involved in run support.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So now Dak Prescott off, Greg Zuerlein on for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not have the balls go through goalposts.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 4, he doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the counter, Gibson. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. The Cowboys are going to use their 2nd timeout now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and 9 now. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
They need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
He'll buy some time right. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A handoff running left is Gibson. To about the 26 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Gibson here running out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got Gibson on the out route. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Final play of the half. Prescott on the slant. He's got Hardman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Mecole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Taking it about the 16. A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Buying time to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. A handoff for Gibson. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Looking to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Here's a give to Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there, because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Play action now. Prescott. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Prescott on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go through a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they were ultra confident coming in, that's for sure. They had won 7 straight, but number 8 not looking to be in the cards right now. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 8 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about him culminating with a pick 6?
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They'll look to throw here. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Call it a gain of a yard. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Back to Gibson and another catch for him. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Prescott to throw it. And it's caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been a result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Here's Gibson to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 73 yards on the ground for him so far. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Gibson again. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On play action, they'll throw. And he finds McLaurin. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Look to throw now on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Here's a give to Brown. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run on third down with Brown. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Cowboys, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Washington, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos.